Hi everyone. I had the episode about David Shultz. It was David Shultz and the slap heard around the world. The episode really just takes a deep dive into David Schultz's journey as a professional wrestler, and also the incident that unfortunately led to his execution from the industry altogether. There was a 2020 reporter named John Stossel who was really just questioning how authentic he believed professional wrestling to be at the time. And during an interview, Stossel went up to Schultz right before Schultz was about to go out for a match, and he came up to Schultz and expressed his belief that professional wrestling is fake. He expressed this twice, and this prompted Schultz to slap him twice. And the episode includes interviews with Stossel talking about the physical pain he endured. He said he had like buzzing in his ears for a week after the incident occurred. He sued the WWF and received a settlement of $425,000. Something I learned was Mansfield, who was a popular professional wrestler, he explored a lot of how the professional wrestlers are mistreated when it comes to how much they make versus how much money they are making for other people. He was also a really big advocate for just exposing the industry as a whole. He knew just how sneaky and how conniving the industry was on the inside, and he wanted to expose that. And he could see that people were believing that this was real. Everything they were seeing on TV, all these matches, they believed it to be 100% true. And Mansfield, he really just wanted people to know the truth. He explained the scripted nature as well as a lot of the practices that went into making professional wrestling the spectacle that it is. The episode also explains how being in professional wrestling is the same as being in the mafia. Once you are in it, you are not really to speak of what is going on the inside, and you are always to remain in character 100% of the time. And the episode really does a deep dive into both of these rules as well. Something that really caught my attention was Schultz. At the very beginning, he was told all he had to do was be the baddest healer anybody had ever seen. They wanted him to be the meanest, most hateful version of himself and to not break character. And that was all he had to do. And so in a promotion video, they had him in his living room shooting a shotgun in his living room and then yelling at his wife to go clean, go scrub the baseboards, go cook, whatever. And then him yelling at his sons or his children and saying how he was going to smack them and this, that, and the other. And after the video aired, the sheriff's department ended up going to David Schultz's manager's office because they had a warrant for his arrest for child abuse and spouse abuse, and they wanted his address, phone number, so they could get in contact with him. And the manager, they couldn't do anything but laugh, and they simply explained to the officers that it was just a show. That was all it is. It's all fake, just a show. And Schultz ended up coming out later explaining that was not his house, not his guns, not his wife, not his kids. It was all for show. And he explained how it was one of Vince McMahon's great ideas. And Vince McMahon, he come up with this idea because he wanted to get the people to hate David Schultz as much as possible, because he knew the more they hated him, the more money they would make. And the David Schultz topic is I believe it's a really important topic because it is really inspiring for those who are currently in the industry being mistreated. David Schultz was being mistreated, and he stood up for what was right. They wanted him to sign a piece of paper saying it was 100% his fault. He hit the reporter just because. And David Schultz didn't sign that piece of paper because he knew it was not true. He knew they told him from the very beginning to be in character 100% of the time, no matter what. And Mansfield knew this, so he specifically told them to keep reporters away from Schultz at the time because he knew he was in 100% character. But I guess there was miscommunication. The reporter made his way to Schultz, and unfortunately the incident unfolded. But I do believe it's a very important story, and it should inspire those who are being mistreated by the industry to stand up and speak out. Thanks.